After the extraordinary meeting of heads of state and government in order to deal with the refugee crisis, there were two main conclusions. More money to Syria's neighboring countries dealing with refugees so they don't come to Europe, and more control of European Union's external borders.
We need to correct the policy of open doors and windows. Now the focus should be on the proper protection of our external borders and on external assistance to refugees and the countries in our neighborhood.
And to do so, the European Union will contribute with at least €1 additional billion in order to respond to the urgent needs of the refugees in the region.
Leaders have agreed on increased help to Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, and other countries in the region. More assistance will be offered in exchange for reinforced cooperation.
The United Nations Refugee Agency welcomes the measure. However, they call for additional proposals.
UNHCR welcomes very much the additional resources that are being made available to refugee situations. Refugee situations in the countries neighbouring Syria have been underfunded, but I think that also UNHCR has been a bit disappointed that in the outcome of the meeting yesterday there seemed to be no discussion at all about legal avenues for refugees to reach safety in Europe. Family reunification, student visas for refugee students, labour migration programs that are refugee friendly, private sponsorship programs as well. All these initiatives, and there was no reference to anything like that.
Another measure announced is the implementation in November of the so-called hotspots, the registration centres for refugees in Italy and Greece.
We are very concerned at the moment about reception capacity in the different countries, and particularly in Greece. We see that there is a need to put in place very quickly, and possibly sooner than the end of November, which was the date talked about last night, to put in place a robust reception system for people who do arrive.
Resources will also be allocated to reinforce the control of the European Union borders.
All of us, 28 leaders, are absolutely sure that without regaining control on our external borders, we have no chance to cope this problem effectively.
All countries do that and have a right to do that, but it shouldn't be at the expense of the individuals who do have a right to seek asylum.
Even if the meeting started with tension among countries, at the end, all leaders wanted to show their unity.
I'm quite satisfied as far as the statement is concerned. The meeting took place in a better than expected atmosphere.
I am absolutely sure that today we have stopped with this a little bit risky, blaming game.
For the first time, I think European institutions show a very important approach, an innovative approach. This question is a question about everyone and not only about a single member state. For me, this means more or less the end of the Dublin principle.
Even if some EU leaders feel relieved by the arrival of the winter, what it is for sure is that the challenge of the refugee crisis will continue. The next big meeting will be the summit in October. In the meantime, thousands of people will keep trying to arrive in Europe, running away from war.